What's good, y'all? It's Imperial Niggas. And if y'all don't know, these bus lanes ain't nothing to play with now. They got a couple of bus lanes out in Jamaica Avenue. I just caught another ticket out there riding in a bus lane in a particular hour. Now, there are particular hours that you're not supposed to be on the bus lane. I don't know if y'all know, but the particular hours is 7 a.m. to 10 a.m. And they have cameras that are 24-hour surveillance that are out there to catch you riding in these bus lanes right here at a particular time. So I just want y'all to be careful. But the interesting thing is that a lot of the government, they consist of mayors, governors, administrations, senates, and people who make rules and laws. And a lot of time when we talk about the government and the governor and the mayor, we're talking about the majority and the administration who make the laws. Now let's talk about the bus lane. So now when you think about the buses itself, right? Now the buses itself were built through the city, right? Manufacturers of the city. I'm sure somebody owns them, but the government and the administration and people, they get paid, especially the government, right? They get paid through the tax system, right? So you pay your fare basically, and there's a tax system, right? Based upon taxes. But what was happening is that they couldn't track it. They couldn't track how many people were getting on the bus. They couldn't track the consumption of the bus in order to see if it was fair enough to raise the prices, or exactly how much they're making, or exactly how much are they losing, so there had to be a tracking system. And now we have, cards, then we have watches and little cool things like the Omni and things like that to help track riders from where they go, how far they go, how much they're paying, how frequently they're riding, and then have more of a tracker on those things. That way we see the frequency of their riding, the amount of riders they're riding, and most importantly, where they're going. Okay, see, these things are trackers. See, if you know where your person's going, then you know what property value to raise, where to build business in, where business is actually occurring in, what people are doing. So it's a better way to spy on people. But then when you dial it back, it's not so much about the oppression, but it's about the repression. So check this out now. So now I build the bus, and the bus is making money, and there's a tax system, right? So the tax system comes in and it says, oh, the government is making a lot of money. But what I'm seeing is that it's increasing traffic, right? Because the buses have to get by, cars are in the way, the same cars the government makes the money off of, right? Makes the money off the gas. He makes the money off the tolls, right? The government makes the money off. It's not one person we talking about here. We talking about the government. Know that there's a government body. It's not just a man sitting around collecting a bunch of money per se. I mean, there is somebody on top who's making a lot of money, but just know that the government as a body is going to look out for the government as a body because they feel like they run the city, especially New York City, too titty gritty, always schmitty. But anyway, so they make the money off the tolls, right? They make the money off the cars, right? And the commute back and forth, gas is getting more expensive, so the city is making money. But the problem is increased traffic. So now you have this website here. You can go to nyc.gov and check out, this bus lane thing. So when you really look at it, now let's go into bus lane. So why a bus lane, right? Like if you asking the question, right? Why did they paint the streets red, basically? Why did they paint the streets red only bus? There was a video I made where I was like, where are we supposed to drive, right? But we can drive places, but we can only drive between these hours. You see 7 a.m. and 10 a.m., those hours are hours you cannot drive unless you follow certain rules, correct? You got to follow certain rules. I'm sorry if my camera really wipe it. Let me wipe it down a little bit. Right. So now, so now it says you can only make a right turn from the street with a bus lane at these hours. You see these hours right here? That's the only time that you can make a right turn, right? Or to pick up or drop off a passenger on the street with a bus lane, or to make or receive a delivery, right? Or curbside bus lanes, offset bus lanes, and all these different type of rules that you can do it on based upon deliveries, based upon making the right turn from the street with a bus lane, right? So you're in the street, but you got to make the right turn with the bus lane. So you're basically in the bus lane, but you're making a turn into the right street. I guess they time you enough. But the general reason is that I believe that one day they saw that, oh wow, it's a lot of traffic. There's been a lot of accidents, and we don't want buses to be held liable, city buses, because if we have city buses liable, then people will sue city buses, and if they sue city buses, then city bus drivers as well as city buses itself will be under stake, and then the city will lose a lot of money. So what they did was they flipped it on you. You see, they flipped it on you, right? And yeah, I'm a little upset because I got a ticket. But check this out: I'm looking at the hypocrisy, and I'm looking at how stupid they are, because now it's like, okay, let me flip the ticket on you, right? So you gotta pay, the ticket, and of course it increases at different times, right? Because when we think about bus lane enforcement, we think about the different increases, right? So if you do it the second time, it's $100, third time it's $150, 200, So it seems like they're trying to recoup. They're trying to recoup what it is that they get out of lawsuits. So this is all to protect the city buses from lawsuits versus to like they said over 2 million people ride the bus every day in New York. Buses, so they're trying to say that this is to reduce traffic, right? Buses reduce traffic and air pollution because they are more space and fuel efficient, right? Y'all just started making them fuel efficient. First of all, it ain't been but what 3-4 years. Y'all just started making them fuel efficient. Y'all just started reducing air pollution after all them years we choked, and people, they was encouraging unhealthy breathing air, right? And that COVID came in and made it worse. And I just started that, maybe several years ago, but still, it's just being started. People been, going through a lot of stuff based upon that. Carcinogens, lung cancer. People got asthma. There was a lot of fog being spit in the air back then. We never had the reparations then. But y'all quick to make tickets because y'all want to insulate yourself from getting lawsuits and getting sued, and then y'all want to give people more tickets for doing violations because y'all figure like, oh, they got places to go. It's a guarantee that they'll make the mistakes. So with that money that we make off of tickets, we'll put it back into the city. The money we spend on the electric buses, the money we spend on the cameras, right? The cameras got to be paid for, right? The money we spend on the construction, right? And then we put that back in, right? Their money. And then we can't write that off in our taxes. We can't take an actual traffic ticket violation and say, hey, we're going through a lot of detriment here. We're going through a lot. Let me put this off in our taxes. We can't even do that. So, and at the end of the day, when I say bus lanes keep buses from getting stuck in traffic, making bus travel fast and more reliable. So, I see that's the goal. What they're trying to do is they're trying to make buses more fast and more reliable. But what they can't control is the consumption of people that get on the bus, the space that's on the bus, the amount of buses that's provided. But yet you can regulate a bunch of tickets, and you can regulate what benefits your narrative, right? What serves your narrative and your purpose. But then the people get what we on crowded buses that's unsafe, right? Your little cameras on the buses are not helping. You never know who can get pickpocketed, who can get stabbed. A lot of things that happen on these buses. They can be accidents, right? And a lot of people can get hurt. And then what? There's a lot of lawsuits out then. And then what y'all gonna say? Y'all gonna say, oh, it's the driver's fault because the driver was in the bus only lane, right? For one. Two, the bus flipped over. So now you can't sue the bus. You got to sue the driver because the driver violated and was in a bus lane, right? But at the same time, a lot of people are held responsible as far as the city. So there's a lot of things that I don't agree with here, and I feel like it's unfair. So before y'all coming with, oh, we're reducing traffic by creating these hours between and that's a lot of hours. We got 7 a.m. to 10 a.m., right? So those are times that people usually go to work, if you notice. 7 a.m. to 10 a.m. 2 p.m. to 7 p.m. is another traffic time. Those are people when people come from work. Those are the most busiest times right there. Anywhere in between there is 11 and 12. What are people doing at 11 to 12? Most people. Most people are not driving. So you only give us 2 hours in between that. And then after that, we got, okay, 8 p.m. to on to 7, right? Okay, granted. So we can drive in the bus lanes at 8 p.m. But people are well in their bed, ready to go to bed by 10 p.m. So it's a lot of things. So, and another thing I wanted to address here is I wanted to go over another thing. So when you go over here, you see what is a bus lane, right? So because I was interested in this, I was like, yeah, what is a bus lane? It is a travel lane restricted to buses only during certain hours of the day. Okay, first of all, here's the thing. For you guys to take over entire streets and say, oh, okay, this is our city bus, right? We own these streets, but yet we sell y'all these cars that are we're responsible for, right? Because you selling us your vehicles, right? For one, we paying money, right? With tax, right? Plus we're using our credit cards with interest, right? Plus the tax and whatever gross that you get. So we giving the government money, but yet the city buses have these reparations of taking over the streets. But yet where's our reparations? Where's our reparations? We pay tolls, we pay gas, we pay. And here's the thing. I know that they may not care about us, but here's the thing. They're not considering psychology, period. You ever heard of work anxiety, driver anxiety, traffic anxiety? You can cause a lot of people to lose their cars based upon parking tickets now. And here's another thing that I noticed. I'm going to drop a gem on each y'all. If you drive a car off the lot, right, and the car loses value, right? But if the car has a lot of parking tickets where the person can no longer drive and is forced to sell his car, why do you think used cars are more valuable than the cars on the lot today? That's one of the reasons they are more valuable than cars on the lot today. And guess what encourages it? Bullshit like this. Bullshit like this. You know what I mean? And then here go another one. Types of bus lanes, right? There's different types of bus lanes. You got curbside bus lanes, right? What are curbside bus lanes? Travel lanes for buses at the curb, parking and standing at the curb. No, I got one better for y'all. Did you guys know that you can get a ticket for standing in a bus lane? You ever stand in a bus lane like you dead in the middle of the street? It says it right there. You dead in the middle of the street, bro. You're standing, bro. You're standing. If the city, look at this right here. Look at this. If you drive, park, or stand in a bus lane during operations, you get a fine of $50. How petty is that? How petty is that? You're standing in the middle of the street. You could be doing anything. You're standing. You're a physical body, and you're standing in the street, and you can get fined $50 for standing in the street. I am done. Don't get me started, bro. NYPD patrols bus lanes and issues both moving and parking violations. So now we got cops on the ground. You got cameras above you, right? But if the cops stop you, that's $125 right there. Period. If a camera catch you, that's $50. So the police got to make their money because, they went all out their way and the hard work they put in for our city. They got to we know y'all got to make y'all quote, right? So this is how the city gets money back for a bunch of cops who don't half the time don't have to do much because we not out here committing crimes. We too busy working and we too busy taking care of our families, especially black people. They know how hard black people work and they know how much black people care about their family. We will lift up a whole city bus, a whole select bus. We don't care just to save our child. And this is what we get. This is what we get. This is it. They got whole bus lanes on Jamaica Avenue, especially. I don't see bus lanes like that on much areas like Jamaica Avenue. They going for all the crowded spots, all the target spots, all of that for what? Because y'all wanna y'all want to try to recoup now? Now y'all want to try to recoup, and you're gonna recoup off the people, and then what? Foreigners come in here and they say what? Oh wow, look at America, they're raping America. Wow, they must be very desperate. Wow, but the government must be very rich. Wow, you think he honors that? You think that you think the person in Dubai, and I don't know, y'all don't give a fuck. You think the person in Dubai, Russia, or whatever, you think they honor that? They don't. They don't. But when you got people, and we're paying for war on top of that. We're paying Israel. We're literally taking our tax money is going to Israel to help fund and protect them. It went to Ukraine to help fund and protect them. We're damn near selling fucking guns to Palestine. Like all this shit that we doing, and it's like it's never enough. It's never enough. What happens when the King of Kings come now? What happens now? What they gonna do? Oh, we were going through a lot. People didn't understand. They didn't want to hear that. Nobody want to hear that, bro. Burnt to the ground, crisp, bro. Bro, it's crazy, bro. I don't know. I don't know what to tell you, bro. This shit. This shit's crazy, man. I'm out of here, man. Remember to follow Nick at exp7. I'm at negusa.young.exprealty.com. Definitely tune in. I'll tap in. I'll leave my information in the bottom of the page, man. But wow, bro. Wow. This is crazy, bro. This don't make no sense. Peace.